Prepare to have your ears tortured. It's From the Front Row with Johnathan T. Rokford.
Say what? Yeah, that was a lot to take. A whole month of Melvin talking. I don't know how you did it. I would have locked his ass in the closet until fucking the new year. Well, pretty sure it had to be bigger than the cell. I mean, if you needed a closet, I'm pretty sure that, hey, how you doing, folks? It's me, Johnathan T. Rokford, here with another episode of From the Front Row. Took a little month off to recharge the battery, folks. Don't worry, Melvin will be back at some point in time once Flip over there gets over the trauma of having a month of Melvin. Now, in Game Changer action, folks, we had Captain Mexico taking on Bobby Blaze, who claims to be the greatest Game Changer champion, even though I don't know. We'd have to add that all up, folks, but I'm pretty sure it might be close. But I don't think his cumulative reign is more than somebody else's. Damn sure didn't win more than the other person. I don't know how he's the greatest. Now, after defeating Bobby Blaze and sending Melvin into a crying fit, Captain Mexico took on another Ohio resident and Fat Thomas, and that match really wasn't much, folks. And it seems like Fat Thomas has been losing a lot of one-on-one matches lately. What's up with that? Now, Captain Mexico did meet his match when James Altrez stepped up to him and took the title from him, defeating Captain Mexico. Folks, oh, heartbreak. Now, I do hear that James Altrez has some plans for that Game Changer title, but of course, you can't get to the D without going through A, B, and C. That is, unless you put A, B, and C in there to get the D. We'll see what happens. Now, the Idol Steve Sampson and Crusher LB were on commentary, giving our commentators a night off. They did a pretty good job. Good job, guys. So our first match was Jermaine versus Captain Mexico, who had just lost his Game Changer title and was immediately thrown into a match against the god of this prediction shit and lost to the god of the prediction shit when he was hit with a sexy driver from Jermaine, handed him another loss in the night. And this one counts on his record. Now, if that wasn't insulting enough, James Altrez came to the ring with the Game Changer title in hand to take on newcomer, the pinnacle of humanity, Adrian Christopher. Who knows where this guy's been? I mean, he must have been hiding in catering or something all this time. But James Altrez did welcome him accordingly and picked up the win. So, that was a pretty good win, though. No, win a Game Changer title, win your match against the new guy. It was a good night. Especially considering that those two are teaming up together this week. So, that's some good momentum. Now, Red Death did take on his tag team partner for Tag Team Turmoil, as he took on Donnie Boy. And folks, iron sharpens iron, folks. And those two put on a pretty good match. But Red Death was able to pick up the one-on-one victory. I mean, you got to remember, folks, if you're not in a faction, you're teaming with somebody, you're going to have a regular match. But when you're going to be tagging with somebody and you wind up going against them, it could work in your favor to know how each other thinks. You can see how each other thinks. Especially, and there's no animosity there. Hey, a win's a win. Now, they did shake hands, and they left together, and I'm pretty sure they went to go talk over some strategy. Now, our next match saw Lunatic Aqua Regia taking on Alex Garcia, folks. And she picked up the win when she hit the Tiger Driver 91. That's been her go-to finisher. Yeah. I'm telling you, whoever's in her next match better watch it. She hit you with that Tiger Driver 91. It could be all hell. And she's been on a rampage lately, too. Just like trying to, almost like she's trying to kill her opponent, folks. Now, our last singles match took Cats and Corey versus Lady Assassin, and Cats and Corey was able to pick up the win, folks. And then it was game time, folks. It was time for tag team turmoil to begin. And our first match saw Big Mel and the First Lady Alexa Leslie taking on Bobby Blaze and JP DiMaggio. And that had to be a hard match for JP DiMaggio. I mean, taking on his lady? Now, as depressed as Melvin was, he was, however, happy that the team of Bobby and JP DiMaggio was able to pick up the win when JP DiMaggio pinned the First Lady. I swear, it looked like he was having fun pinning her, too. I'm pretty sure he pinned her again later in the night. Ha, you know what I mean, Flip? Hey, probably lasted longer pinning her in the ring than he probably did when he took... Never mind that. Never mind. Wow, where are we going with that? Our next match was Sean Puff and the badass Eddie Vendetta, who routinely teamed together in a part of the order, taking on the Brasso and HKO Jason Shepard, folks. And Puffy pinned the Brasso. Yes, to move on to the next round. He actually picked up the win for his team. Although we looked like he was having a little trouble getting started in the match, but hey, shit happens. Now, match of the night, folks. The Blueprint, Jackson Aries and Shepard Bain teaming up to take on Money and Lycan Umbras, who is the #1 contender to the world title that's currently being held by Johnny Rocco. And it did not end good for Lycan Umbras as Jackson Aries pinned the #1 contender to help his team move on, folks. It was like they flipped a coin to see who was going to pin him. And I'm going to tell you right now, Johnny Rocco was sitting ringside when that happened. He just sat there laughing. Oh, he thought it was hysterical. I mean, come on. You losing a tag match to a team you probably should have beat. But hey, that match, that was fire. That match was a banger, though. Both of those teams need to hold their head up. I mean, granted, Jackson Aries and Shepard Bain will hold their head and their arms up because they won the match. But yeah, it was a pretty good match. I mean, you had Money there. He's one half of the tag team. Well, you know what's funny, and we'll get to it in a minute, folks. But half of the tag team champs lost. Tag team turmoil. Crazy. Now, our next match saw two losers. I mean, two individuals who have been down on their luck. Martel, the Carpenter, and the Darkstalker, who are frequent competitors, teaming up to take on the Ronin, Shona Campbell, and Casper 2779. And the Darkstalker picked up the win for his team, pinning Shona. You know, when Sinister's in the ring against each other, they don't give a shit. They don't. Whether you're Sinister, you were Sinister, they don't care. All they see is this obstacle. Now, in our next match, we had Mac Blakely and the Messiah taking on David Smith and the South Bronx Savage. And Messiah was able to pick up the win, pinning the South Bronx Savage, much to the chagrin of David Yuppie ass Smith. Yeah, you know, maybe he should go back to the Beast. He might have won that match. Now, in another matchup that we didn't see coming, and probably WPA was cheering that what should have happened did not happen when that wheel stopped at Money MF and Mike. You saw who was above him. Oh yeah. Fat Thomas and Money MF and Mike took on Johnny Rocco and Dirty Dre. And Johnny Rocco was able to pin Money Mike, pick up the win for his team. And then him and Fat Thomas went back down on Misfit Row and cracked open some Mountain Dews and poured out the popcorn and Ruffles and just watched the rest of the matches. Hell, Dirty Dre joined them. Dirty Dre and Shona was already down there waiting. You know, it would figure that Dirty Dre would join them, you know, Johnny Rocco and him are teaming. Yeah, they were down there laughing about it. Now, the other half of our tag team champions, Luscious Lucius and Nergahante, took on Polish Power and Wolf Knight, and Nergahante was able to pin Polish Power. So you had half of the tag team champs lose, and the other half win, although it was because of Nergahante. But hey, they'll be moving on, and they will have probably the toughest test of tag team turmoil, because they'll be taking on Jermaine Walker and James Altrad. There'll be 3 former world champs in that ring and 1 current champ. Now, our next match featured Quanty Fist and Street Fight King taking on Starlin J and Jalen Masters. And in surprise of the night, Street Fight King was able to pin Jalen Masters. And that was our main event, folks. That was the main event of the night. He pinned main event Jay. That was the surprise of the night. I don't care what anybody says. You can say any other match on here was a surprise. Quanty Fist and the Street Fight King. Pinning Starlin J, that's not the surprise. It was pinning Jayla Masters, folks. The sponsored athlete. Main event J. The essential main event sponsored athlete. Jayla Masters. But hey, it's tag team turmoil, folks. You never know who's going to pull out the win. And this week, the road to the final 8 is set. We'll have Luscious Lucius and Nergahante taking on Jermaine Walker and James Altrad, as I already said. But then you have Red Death and Donnie Boy. They'll be taking on Johnny Rocco and Dirty Dre. They're like the 20th seed. You know, Johnny Rocco. Former. You'll actually have 3 individuals in tag team turmoil. They have 1 tag team turmoil. Yes, indeed, folks. Mac Blakely and the Messiah will be taking on the Lunatic Aqua Regia and the Idol Steve Sampson. You'll have Martel the Carpenter and the Darkstalker taking on the Pinnacle of Humanity, Adrian, Christopher, and Katz and Corey. The Master Sean Puff and Eddie, the badass Eddie Vendetti, taking on Captain Mexico and the Emperor 2K Liam. And the question that will be raised on that one. The only question anybody will have for that match is, will the Emperor actually show his ass up? Or will he just let his partner just flounder? I don't know why people would sign up for Tag Team Turmoil. Talk about, I want to be in Tag Team Turmoil, and then not show up for matches. It's like ridiculous. Waste of time. It's crazy. And our main event this week, folks. Sponsored athlete Jayla Masters did not appreciate the words of Hakeo Jason Shepard. So he wants him in the ring, folks. And his title will be on the line. You don't talk about Killer Goons and think you're going to get away with it. You talk about one Killer Goon, you got to fight all the Killer Goons. Remember when Sinister used to be like that? Like, you didn't talk about one of Sinister without the whole Sinister coming after you. Is Sinister even still there? I mean, seriously. I mean, you got a drunk rant by David Smith calling out, talking trash about... Was he talking trash? Whatever, he mentioned Jermaine Walker's name, whatever he was saying about Jermaine, I couldn't understand what they said. All I heard was blah, 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 blah. That's all I heard. And then fuck you. Something about balls. I don't know. But the rest of the match card, from what I understand, has been completed and will be posted today, folks. So, good luck to those in Tag Team Turmoil. You're going to need it, folks. I see a couple of matchups on there that should go the way we think, but there's a couple in there that you never know. The Luscious Lucius versus Nagante versus Jermaine and James Altrez. Right there's 3 former world champs in there. That could go either way. And I don't care what's been happening to Red Death lately. Even though his partner's Donnie Boy. You never know. They could defeat Johnny Rocco and Dirty Dre. I definitely have no doubt that the Messiah and Matt Blakely are winning. I don't care. I don't think. See, when you're coming out of the playing round of Tag Team Turmoil, you already got that connection with your partner, and then now you were waiting for your match, and you got to face a team that's already warmed up. That's dangerous, folks. It's dangerous. I don't know if the teams that were waiting if they'll win, except for one. We know one will probably win. And if it doesn't, I will be highly shocked. That'll be the shock of the night. Well, actually 2. We know 2. But one is because everybody will be there. The other one is because we don't know if one of them's going to show up. Yeah, we're getting down, folks. It's going to start getting real tight. What? No. Well, WP After Dark's pretty good. If I say so myself. But that's all we have, folks. Stay tuned for Philip as he will give you his picks of the week, folks. Since it's Tag Team Turmoil, he decided to pick a team that impressed him. This ought to be good. That was some good action. That's all I got, folks. Have a good week. Make sure you hug your loved ones. Don't drink and drive. And pick up the phone and call those friends that might need to hear your voice. You could be a saving grace in life. Remember, mental health is important. Self-care is good care. And happy Pride Month, folks. From us here at From the Front Row. So yeah. What? Yeah, I like the banner flip. That was pretty good. Nice little pride there. Yeah, I don't know. But should we get Turtle to do the next show? Philip won't. Philip does the next show. We'll lose viewers. He's very boring. And it takes him forever to start talking. Why does it take him so long to start talking? I mean, gee whiz, start talking. You can talk while the thing is going. Bonjour, WPA. Je m'appelle Philippe Alexander Kanchan, le quatrième. And it is your honor and privilege to hear my voice come across your screen as I divulge to you my pick of the week. Now, you may have heard Johnathan say I was going to select a tag team due to the fact that it is tag team turmoil. It only seemed fitting to honor two people. Now, as there were many teams that put on good matches, we even had the match of the night selected by Johnathan. 20 Fist and the Street Fight King were the ones that stood out to me. I mean, let's be real, folks. Did anyone see the US champ and his partner losing? 20 Fist and Street Fight King did not believe in the odds and pulled out the win to move on to the next round. Très bien, 20 Fist and Street Fight King. That is quite a feat. Indeed, yes it is. Your tenacity and grit carried you and helped you take control of that match. The constant tags in and out of the ring made you appear as if you had been teaming together for years. So it was a no-brainer when I looked along the list and I watched the matches twice. I looked very hard. But you two stood out and impressed me. Not only for your ring IQ, but how you fared against your opponents. Now, the question is, will you do it again? And we shall see. But until then, I will be watching the next round to find out who will be the ones to impress me. That is all I have, folks. I bid you a good day. I said, good day.